again. So, I hope you're doing well. I hope you understood that last lesson. Let's get into this, shall we? We're going to start with a quick review. This will be a really, really quick review. I know last lesson was a review, but this time it's just going to be a quick identifying exercise. So, let's jump right in. This is bass clef. It tells us where the F is, and if I drew it better, it would make more sense. Which is located right on that line when we have the 5 lines, right? F clef. Woo! Look at that. It's from last lesson. We also have, when we see this, we say, oh no, I'm in treble. Treble clef, also known as G clef. Or sorry, oh geez, I'm in trouble. It tells us where the G is. This part of the clef circles around the G, right? So, G clef. We also have our, oh boy, this thing really does have a mind of its own. That's okay, I'll do white. Why not? C clef. Tell us where the C is. Looks like a pair of glasses, right? C is located right at this diamond shape here in the middle of it. Okay? This one in particular is alto clef because it's all the way down on the bottom line there. Okay? C clef can also be drawn here, starting here, right? In this case, it is tenor clef, right? C is right there, right in the middle of the diamond shape. Okay? Now, ascending, we go in alphabetical order. Descending, we go in the backwards order. If this is C, this is D, E, F, right? Ledger lines continue the staff. In this case, this would be a G here, right? And the ledger lines can be above or below the staff, okay? And if we read this backwards, we'll see, we're not going to do the whole thing. If we read this backwards, we'll see that, or sorry, not backwards, but upwards, we'll see that it's in alphabetical order, C, D, E, F, because we're ascending. And if we read it going downwards or descending, we'll see it's in backwards order, F, E, D, C, B, A, etc., right? We also have our clef that is basically a funny frog. Okay? Ribbit. All right, bass clef. Funny frog, FF, tells us where the F is. Okay? Going through here, F is right here on this line, right? Remember, this is ascending, going up. Oh, my piano's off. This is ascending, going up, starting from low, going up high, and descending is going in that direction, right? So there's our bass clef or our F clef, okay? We also have our neutral clef, which is drawn in 2 ways. The first one is like this, right? And the second way is like this, a rectangle. And this does not tell us any notes, but it transforms the staff, which is this 5-line arrangement here, into something that communicates rhythm, just rhythm. It always communicates rhythm, but in this case, it communicates just rhythm. Okay, then we have our different note values. Oh, it changed to purple. Look at that. See, it's doing its own stuff. I don't know what it's up to. This is a whole note. This is a half note. This is a quarter note. This is an eighth note. That's the flag right there coming off of the stem, if you remember. We have a dotted whole note, a dotted half note. Remember, dot tells us the note times half of itself, so that dotted half note equals a half note plus a quarter note in the value. This is a dotted quarter note. This is a dotted eighth note, okay? Now, when the beat is given one of these guys, when the beat's divisible by 2, it's simple. The meter is simple. Okay, now when the beat is divisible by 3, it is compound, right? Compound. I wrote that a little bit off the screen there. Compound, when it's divisible by 3, right? Right. Right I am. Okay, and then what else did we go over? Ah, yes, the direction of note stems. So, we have our, little bit of color, please. 5 lines, our staff. When the note is on the 3rd line, the stem can either go up or it can go down. But remember, if it goes up, it's always on the right side of the note head. The note head is the little ball, right? When the stem is facing downwards, it is always going to appear on the left side of the stem, right? See that? Okay, but when we put the note on the middle line, the stem can either go upwards or downwards. When the note is above the middle line, what happened? It's not see-through anymore. When the note is above the middle line, the stem is always going to go down. Always, 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 always go down. Okay? When the note is below the middle line, the stem is always going to go upwards. Okay? Like that. When we have two staves together, joined together by a beautiful squiggly line, and the top staff is treble clef, which tells us where the G is. Oh geez, I'm in trouble. And the bottom clef is the F clef, basically a funny frog, also known as, bass clef and F clef. And we have it joined together like this, all right? This is known as the grand staff. You can remember it also as being my staff, haha, because I'm grand, yes. So there's that, okay. And let's see, is that basically it? And real quick, when the beat is divided by 2, it's counted 1 and. When it's divided by 3, it's counted as 1 and when it's divided by 4, it's counted as 1 E and So that's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 E and 1 E and 1 E and 1 E and right? A beat is the basic pulse in a piece of music. A measure is a group of beats, right? And it's notated by a bar line, which is a vertical line like this. And in between here, we'll put a certain number of beats. Okay? Now we've got to talk about our time signature. So we already talked about simple time. Oh, it keeps going away. I wonder why this is doing that. It's really weird. It's odd. So we've got our simple time, and we've got our compound meter, okay? I shouldn't be saying time, I should be saying meter. But our simple meter and our compound meter. Over here, this one is divisible by 2. Over here, this one is divisible by, I got that backwards. This one is divisible by 3, the compound, and this one is divisible by 2, okay? Now, in simple time signatures, we have 2 note values, okay? Or 2 numbers in the time signature. There's a number on top and a number on bottom. As a matter of fact, in both we have that same scenario. Wrong control. A number on top, a number on bottom. Now, it's kind of written like a fraction, except there's never, ever, ever going to be a line written between these 2 numbers. You never do that. Ever. Never do it. So, but in simple time, the top number here is going to represent how many beats. I'm going to write how many beats, okay? And the bottom number is going to tell us what note let's write capital letters, it's easier to see. What note value gets the beat, okay? So let's cancel this out here and let's just play with this. Today we're going to move on to that one in our next lesson. Let's erase that and just play around with this idea over here for today, okay? So like I said, The top number tells us how many beats, and the bottom number tells us what note value gets the beat. Let's go back to the note values we can use for simple time, right? Or simple meters, okay? So, I'm gonna click on that. So we have our whole note, our half note, our quarter note, and our 16th note. Or sorry, 8th note. You can have 16th notes too, but in this case, let's just start with this. So the top note, the top number is going to tell us how many beats. So pick a number between 1 and 5. I'm going to guess that you said 3. You probably didn't, but because I can't hear you anyway. Because this is a pre-recorded lesson. So I don't know why I sound so awkward today. It's probably because I'm absolutely tired. But anyway, so let's pretend like the top number that you chose was 3, which means we're going to have 3 beats, 3 placeholders in this section here. Remember, those are our bar lines. 1, 2, 3. 3 beats within that space, which is a measure. Remember, this is the staff I'm drawing right here. Okay? So we have 3 in there. Okay? 3 beats. So the top number is going to be 3. Let's change colors again, why not? And the bottom number, we need to choose what note value, WNV, what note value, okay? So these are our options up here. We can choose a whole note, a half note, a quarter note, or an eighth note. What do you think, what number do you think represents each of these? What number do you think represents a quarter note? Well, 1/4, 4. 4 represents a quarter note. What about eighth note? The number 8. What about a half note? That's going to be 2. And for the whole note, it's going to be 1. So you can choose any of these that you want to represent the beat. Most commonly, though, in music, you're going to see the quarter note represent the beat. But you can see each of these as well. So let's pretend like you saw the eighth note, shall we? So if we have an eighth note, that means the bottom number here, we have 3 up here. The bottom number is going to be 8. Okay, I was drawing it over here too, but it made more sense to put it on that side. So let's draw our measure again. Let's use the same color so that we have some consistency going here, kind of all over the place. Let's put in a clef. Why not use tenor clef? Or C clef there, right? So we're going to draw in our meter, our time signature. This is known as the time signature. These two numbers stacked on top of each other. Time signature. Okay? Drew that a little sloppy, but that's okay. So let me move this up here. So we're going to draw in 3, 8. 3, 8. And it's drawn just like that. Okay? And for whenever the first measure in a piece of music never has a bar line like that. Okay, the first bar line's actually way over here. It's kind of weird, I know, but that's just how it's done, okay? So our first bar line is way over here already. So we're just going to draw in another one to show that's the end of the first measure. But we have 3 beats, right? So if we draw in all of our beats, how is it going to look? 3 eighth notes. So let's draw them above the staff. So we know we have 3. We know he has a note head that's filled in. It's not an open circle like the half note or like the whole note. And then which direction is the stem going to go? It's going to go down, right? Because the note head is above the middle line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's above the third line, which means it's going to go down. And what side of the note head is it going to be on? It's going to be on the left side. The stem is going to appear to us on the left side. Okay? Just like that. And we got to make these eighth notes by adding what? The squiggly thing, right? Which is also known as a flag. So we've got to add our flag in there. So now we have each beat represented here. In this case, this is C clef. We're right? Also, more specifically, it is tenor clef. So this here is, this line here, the fourth line is C, as per the C clef here, telling us that information right here, right on the diamond, like I always say. Okay, so that note, that line there is C, and we are one beneath that, so we have to go backwards because we're descending, right? Backwards, not alphabetical order. So before C comes B. So that's C. Oh, I drew D. So this note here is B. Each of these is B. B, B, B. My oh my, is that hard to see? B, 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 that's hard to see. Sounds cheesy. This is a B, that's a B, and that's a B, right? So this is going to be played like this. And that would be a measure. Now, what if we went back here really far into the past? Okay? And instead of doing a... Uh-oh. Got a cord stuck on my leg. Instead of doing an eighth note, we chose something else. Let's choose a whole note. So, the whole note looks like this. What number represents the whole note? Oh, I had to erase that part. Oh, that's okay. I think you remember. It is 1, the number 1. So, in this case, if we wanted 3 beats, it's going to look like that. Top number tells us how many beats in simple time. Simple meaning the beat is divisible evenly by 2. Remember, this whole note can be divided evenly like this. Equals a half note plus a half note, right? The bottom number now has to be 1, because that tells us what note value receives the beat, right? So 3, 1. And so we're going to draw in 3 of these. The whole note does not have a stem. I'm going to put them in different places. 1, 2, 3, okay? And then our second line, oopsie. Our second bar line is going to appear on that side, right? So we have our 3 beats accounted for here. This would, depending on how fast we play it, I'm going to play it slower just so that you get the idea that this note value is longer than the last one. But it would sound, this, what I just wrote down, would sound like this. Right? Those are the notes I played there. Okay. Let's choose something else. Let's actually change the top note value. Still do simple time. Again, drawing a little cheat sheet here. Oh, we have our whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note. We are in simple time right now. The top number, that symbol means number, now known as hashtag these days. But that top note, that top number is going to tell us how many beats. And the bottom number is going to tell us what note value, which is these guys up here, right? What note value, okay? This is simple time. Beat is divided by 2, okay? Let's draw in our staff again. Let's choose this time. Oh, it's kind of leaning. Let's choose our bass clef. Why not? Let's draw this in a little bit neater. It's nice when things are neat, don't you agree? So our bass clef, also known as F clef, right? And we need to choose, first of all, how many. Let's go with 4, okay? And let's choose a note value to go on the bottom. Let's go with half notes. So half note is represented by, I'm gonna write this smaller up here. So this one gets a 1. This one 2. This one's 4. Uh-oh. I didn't even finish drawing this one. Look at that. This one's an 8th note, right? So on the bottom here, let's choose a half note, which is 2, right? So we have 4 half note values, which is going to look like this. Right? All 4 beats. Oops. How am I counting like that? All 4 beats are represented here. Okay? All 4 beats represented by this half note here. Okay? And that one would have sounded like, let's go forward here. Would have sounded like this. That's bass clef. So the right on the F line, right? And the stem again is going downwards because we are above the 3rd line. And whenever the stem goes downward, it goes downwards on the left side of the note's head, right? So this would sound like this. 1. And if we were to repeat this, this is a repeat sign. 2 lines and 2 dots like that. That was a measure. That's another measure. Another measure. And that's another measure. Okay? And the one that you know most, or the one that you are probably most familiar with, is not 4/4 or 4/2, but I just said it already, darn it. But 4/4. So what is 4/4 going to tell us? First, the top note is telling us how many beats we have, which is 4 within the measure. The bottom note tells us what note gets the beat, which in this case, what note value, right? What note value is the quarter note, represented by 4 there. So here, this one would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, within dance, you're going to be counting things a lot. Dance moves are going to come on different counts. Right? Let me go back here a little bit. So I'm going to draw something out for you. 1, Let's actually draw this really small so you can see. A little thinner. There we go. So now I'm not going to put anything in this space because if I do, I'm going to have to draw it too big and it'll take too much time. So these are going to be really kind of thin measures that I'm drawing out, but that's okay. So let's say, as we know, the first bar line goes there, and this is a measure here. The other bar line's on this side for the first measure, right? So there's a measure, there's a measure, there's a measure, there's a measure, and let's say this is our last measure right here. Okay, so altogether this is 5 measures, right? 1, and the measures always go in the corner here. All right. So here are 5 different measures. And let's say that our time signature here, which is those 2 note values, let's go with something really easy. Let's say that it is 3, 4, which means that there are 3 quarter notes in each measure, right? So that would look like this. Kind of have to squeeze those in there, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Remember, when it's on the middle line, it can go either up or down. However, you still have to follow the stem rules as to what side the note stem is drawn on, left or right, based upon if it's going down or up. So if it's going down, it's always on the left side. If it's going up, it's always on the right side. But let's say for our sake that we're going to count these beats. 1, 2, 3. That's how they're going to be counted. Etc., 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 etc. That just means like so on and so forth, continuing on forever, right? So we're going to count these together. Let's count it for 5 measures. Ready? I'm going to give you 3 counts of introduction. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Let's do that again. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? This time I'll actually like kind of follow it with you, okay? This time I'm gonna have to like pat my leg or something so I can draw at the same time. It's a little difficult. Give you 3 counts again. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Now let's pretend like you're dancing. Oh, it disappeared. Okay? And these chords are going to change like this, okay? Now this is not what's written on here. I just have the beats written in right now. So these are not the notes I'm playing, but just to show you. So let's say within this measure, we have a certain sound. Just follow me here. In this measure, let's say that we have sound A. Let's say in this measure, the next measure, we have sound B. Okay, sound A is going to sound like this. Sound B is going to sound like this. Sound C is going to sound like that. Sound D is going to sound like this. And then sound E is going to sound like this. Okay? Now we're going to play sound A for 3 counts, right? If I draw it above it, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, right? And then sound B for 3 counts. Sound C for 3 counts. Sound D for 3 counts. And then sound E for 3 counts. Okay? Now again, these letters down here, just in case you're wondering, are not representing the notes that I'm playing, but just the idea that there are 5 different sounds that I'm playing, okay? But I'm using letters just to show you that they're different, okay? So again, if I do that, it's gonna sound like this. And let's say there's some rhythm behind here. Let's play a little slower. I don't like this rhythm at all. That works, that's fine. I think that's the first one that I played, but oh well. So let's say it sounds like this. Let's slow it down a little bit. Actually, that doesn't work either. We're gonna have to change it. Actually, let's just take this off because this is just not working at all because of the time signature we have. That's okay. I'm just going to play it just like this. Sorry about that. So, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to play it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And once again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, how does this apply to dance at all? Well, let's say that I want you to imagine, I want you to take your hands and spread them out like you're an eagle to your side or like you're an airplane. Okay? So your body should be in the shape of a T right now. Okay? So pretend like you're an airplane, and I want you to slowly, for me, raise your hands from an airplane up until both your hands are reaching for the sky. Do it slowly. Okay? And now you're in the shape of an L, right? Or I guess a lowercase l, or just a line, right? Your body's in a straight line. Do that one more time. So put your arms to your side like you're an airplane. So you should be like this. This is your head, your arms like that. And you're going to slowly raise your arms up like that until you're like this. Your arms are up, okay? But when you dance, you've got to do that for a certain amount of time, right? Each move has a certain amount of time. So let's say this is, I'm going to draw this smaller. Okay, this is going to be move 1 is going to be here. Okay, move 2 is going to be something else. We'll decide that. But so let's say I want you to do that for 6 counts. Okay, so 6 counts or 6 beats. So this is a beat, that's 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 a beat. So you're going to be raising your arms for this amount of time. You're going to start with on beat 1 here in this position, and by beat 6 you should be in this position. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. So I'm going to give you 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, raising your arms, and then your arms are already up. Let's try that again. 1, 2, go. Arms to the side, raising them up, and now you're all the way touching the sky, right? So bum, 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 bum. You can't see me, I'm moving my arms. Maybe I'll make a separate video and show you. But I think you get the idea. Bum, 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 bum. And you should be moving for that entire amount of time, right? And then let's do another move. Let's say that after that, the second move is you put both your arms from this position here. Uh-oh. Changed colors again. From this position here, you go directly to putting both your arms down. Straight down. Both your arms straight down. Like that. Okay? And I want you to do that for 1 count. Uh-oh. For 1 count. And then the next move will be, oh, why did it do that? Down. And then the next move will be, you're going to move 1 arm up. Let's move your left arm out like a plane, but the right arm is still down. And then the fourth move will be you're going to keep that left arm up, and then you're going to bring your right arm up. But you're just going to go right there. You're not going to move it slowly. You're going to move right into position. So the fourth move, the arm is moving up like that, moved up. So far we have move number 1 here. Then we have move number 2, move number 3, move number 4. And then let's say that move number 5, let's do move number 5 twice. Move number 5, you're going to clap your hands. Move number 5, you're going to clap your hands just once. So altogether, this is going to go, put your arms out like an airplane, and you're going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reach to the sky. Then 2, then you're going to come down immediately, both arms to the side for 1 beat, and then left arm out, 1 beat, right arm out while left arm stays out, another beat, and then clap twice. And then let's say that, how would we finish this up? And then let's say this one here for 4 beats. I'll just show you what we're going to do here. Let's say this is move 6. We are going to move our arms like this. So this is move 6. Actually, let's go back. This will be more clear. Move 6, we're going to do it twice. Okay? And move 6 is going to be like this. Move 6 is going to be like this. 1, 2. Like that. 1, 2. 1, 2. I think you get what I'm saying there. So in the first part of that, the left arm is down. On the second part of that, the left arm comes up. And then the other arm is doing the exact opposite, right? Okay, so to break that down, it'd be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Like that. Kind of changed up the last part, but make sense? So together, it'd be like this. Oh, sorry, 3. My bad, one more time. Do that again. Okay. With the music, it would look something like this, right? Let's count it. Sha-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na. Now this dance routine may suck horribly, right? But it proves the point that I'm trying to get across, that you use beats and rhythm and measures to separate out the moves of a dance, okay? And sometimes you have a move that fits within one single beat, right? And your body moves into a single position. But then sometimes you have your body move over the course of time, right? And this is a simple move here, but as you know, if you've been dancing for a while, sometimes these moves can be very complicated, right? Sometimes it could be something really interesting that you're doing, the way you're moving your chest or your hips, even the way that you're moving your arms and your neck and your body all at the same time, right? So we work with counts in dance, okay? And I'm going to try and, let me see if I can make a video of me doing this at the same time. And this concludes this lesson for today. So our main points were that we use beats to divide up the movement that we're going to use in a particular dance. And if we understand how beats and measures work, and we can hear how the music is moving together with that, then dancing becomes a lot easier for us. And that's it for today. Great work. Sha-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na.